Well, there was a character named Robin Hood in the movie, but that is where the similarities to the legend end. The death of Robin Hood is a showcase of storytelling incompetency. Now, before I get into the rant, and there will be a rant, I want to say a few good things about this movie. The acting was fine. All the actors did an excellent job of portraying the characters that were written for them. Secondly, the movie used primarily real locations, and it was visible. Real locations and practical sets do make a difference, and it was nice to see those real places instead of photorealistic drawings of places. The direction was competent. I have no problem with how this movie was filmed. Shot choice, editing, lighting, etc., they were all fine. There were several shots that were legitimately beautiful. Finally, the costumes were amazing. I'm not sure who costumed it. Wait a minute, I have the internet in my pocket. Lorna Marie Mugen did the costumes. Lorna, good job. Your stitching was the highlight of the movie. I mean, really, she should win an award for the design of the costumes. Those were the good things. Now, let the rant begin. I'm a young filmmaker, and I don't like to critique films for the sake of critique. I am trying to learn from them and improve at my craft. With that being said, every once in a while you see a movie that just demands that you critique it. You don't try and learn from it and just say what you really feel about it. This movie was a pathetic attempt of a story, written by a man with no creative conscience or ability to form an original story of his own. Instead, he took an almost 1,000-year-old classic tale of heroism and chivalry and turned it into a 2-hour, pointless, boring, bogged-down piece of garbage. Admittedly, this one hit close to home for me. As a child, I played Robin Hood. A lot. He is one of my childhood heroes who inspired me and entertained me with his adventures. It is fun. It is inspiring, a story about a man who wishes to fight against the tyranny he sees in his country and is willing to give up everything to do just that, even though he is branded an outlaw for doing it. He sacrifices everything he holds dear because fighting for what is right and honorable and true is worth more than lands or title or riches. He robs from the rich, who were the tyrannical lords who were oppressing the poor people in the absence of good King Richard, and he gives the money back to the poor who it was taken from. Robin Hood is a symbol of hope in dark times. His adventures teach you that doing the right thing is worth it, even though there might be consequences for it. Some might call this view unrealistic or romanticized, but isn't that what stories should be? Shouldn't they inspire us to be better and warn us about the evils of the world? The purpose of story, in my opinion, is to tell timeless truth in an entertaining way, and the adventures of Robin Hood do just that. The death of Robin Hood, on the other hand, was nihilistic and pointless. In the movie, Robin is just an outlaw, a murderer, and a thief who is unredeemable in his own eyes. He meanders around trying to die, but he can't find anyone that can best him in combat. He doesn't have what it takes to just kill himself, though, so in the end, spoiler alert, he asks a woman to do it for him. Yeah, a woman whose husband he burned to death. So she bleeds him out and he dies. End of movie. The problem with this movie, and this entire take on Robin Hood, is that there is no moral of the story. There is no timeless truth that is being explored. It is just some soft, pathetic man's view of the story. In an interview, Michael Sarnowski, the aforementioned soft, pathetic man who directed and wrote The Death of Robin Hood, says that...
And then I got this copy of an old Robin Hood book that had the Death of Robin Hood legend in it when I was like 10 years old, and it didn't make sense to me. I was like, wait a minute, so you're saying that this dancing fox died quietly in a sunlit church bedroom in this very human, simple way? And trying to figure out how to pair the sort of stories of this adventurer with this very human, sort of spiritual death was really fascinating to me. And I think that's what I was kind of exploring for the last 30 years of my life, being how do I explore that in a movie, and how do I do that justice? So there was something about a folkloric figure dying and trying to come to terms with that, what that means as a child was really important for me.
He didn't understand how Robin could die a peaceful death. That shows me that he does not understand what a hero is, who Robin Hood is, or how to handle a hero in a story. He wished to deconstruct the legend of Robin Hood and make him a pathetic, evil person. Once again, I ask the question, why? Why would you do that? What purpose does it serve? Michael, if you see this, maybe you could answer me. Maybe you could tell me why you thought it was such a good idea to make Robin Hood, one of the greatest adventure heroes ever written, into a nihilistic, evil man. Because I don't see the point, and I don't think that the tiny audience that sees this movie will either. I don't recommend you go and watch this movie. It isn't worth your time. There's no point to it, and it should never have been made. I put it here on the scale. It was an art fart of atomic proportions. There were some well-executed shots, and the costuming was wonderful, so it moves towards the cinema side of the fart. Other than that, it was an insult to my eyes. Thank you for watching. If you want to subscribe, then, well, subscribe. If you want to support me more, then you could subscribe to Substack, link in description. I'm JC, and I am out.